just a little bit shy to admit that when I was doing my master's degree, I typed it up in WordPerfect DOS. And that was only 20 years ago. So the speed of advancement is astounding. The rate of depreciation of consumer electronics is as much as 2.5% per day. So the rate of obsolescence is also astounding. And that is why I believe we need the process that I'm talking about tonight. Sizzling Business Innovations. The definition that I give for innovation is creative destruction. And what I mean by creative destruction is that our goal is to obsolete our own stuff before somebody else does. And that comes right back to being competitive. We're going to talk about 5 points of this process that are repeatable. They can be transferred to any industry. They can be about a business operation, for marketing purposes, for a process, for products, or for services. There's basically 5 steps. We look first at how to handle thinking. Then we're going to look at some techniques. We're going to look at assessing our evaluation, testing it by means of trends and risks, and then finally, our value proposition. Globally, we seem to have a common human experience. Would you agree, ladies and gentlemen, that today we live in a busy, rush, quick fix, instant gratification, computerized, time crunch, technology-driven, fear-driven, commodity-driven, pink thinking, green thinking, networking, upgrading, downsizing, right-sizing, unplugged, wireless, mobile, multimedia, multi-choice, multi-sensory, multitasking world. Would you agree? Do you want to again? We live in a busy rush.
Oh, no, I'm on board with all that.
You were on board. Great. Okay. You're with me. A1. Bill Gates recently said that in 2006, we cannot expect to get the great thinkers, visionaries, and inventors that we want and need in this world with an education system that was created 50 years ago and that has remained static for 50 years. Have you ever heard the words, "That's ridiculous"? Sure. And because we were brought up in our education system, we then interpret "that's ridiculous" with "I'm ridiculous." Because we haven't been taught in our education system the easiest way to get over what I call stinking thinking. Not only the art of evaluation, but also the art of being evaluated. People often criticize us moving from a genuine place of doubt and of concern for us. So it takes a great deal of courage for us to invite someone to rip our idea apart. So let's move to some specific techniques that we can use. It just amazes me how in the entire world, wherever you go around the globe, we only have 3 primary colors, 7 musical notes, 10 numbers, 26 letters in the English alphabet, and only 118 elements in the periodic table. And our goal with one of the techniques, therefore, is to come up with a new combination using some of those things at our disposal. And you know, there's 30 techniques, and I've only shared 3 with you because I wanted to be respectful of your time. Our next step has to do with just taking some of these techniques and some ideas and then putting them through a test matrix. And our first phase of the test matrix is to looking at trends in the world. And you might deliberately wish to go against something. Again, I turn to the car industry as an example. We know that this world is pink thinking. And by that I mean there is not a place in the United States of America today that is marked men only. Not even your golf club is sacred anymore. Women all over the place. Like it or not, 49% of the United States workforce is female. Even globally, 45% of the athletes at the last Olympic Games in Athens was female. And apparently, 85% of household consumer decisions are made by women. But if you were making a real Ford American truck, you might deliberately go against pink thinking, because they do still exist. The rugged, outdoorsy man. So you might deliberately wish to go against the trend, is what I'm saying, and it might work very, very well for you. Do you remember the little nursery rhyme about the 5 little piggies? That's right. This
Little piggy went to market.
market,
Little piggy stayed home.
home,
Little piggy had roast beef. This little piggy had none.
and
The
this
little piggy went wee
all the way home. Now, I have a prize for the person that can tell me the moral of this story. What's the moral in the context of business and innovation? So let us look at risks, because we need a risk matrix. With our risk matrix, we're going to have a few questions for the 20 questions that I use. I'll just use a few tonight to show you some. We have a column of yeses and nos. The stronger the yes, the lower the risk. If we can maintain, for instance, normal business while we develop our idea, stronger yes, lower risk. If it's trend friendly, high yes, say it with me, low risk. Do we have already a point worked out that we've got critical mass, where we know we're going to reach this point and yes, we're successful, or no, we abandon? Have we predetermined that point? High yes, low risk. And can you see you work through this entire matrix? The more you are in reality going for partnerships and funding, the more thoroughly you will have to then have an explanation of each of those. Our next point then is just, our final point has to do with the value proposition. So our value proposition, like I said, is going to be so good that we articulate it in such a way that people see it. Remember we've used a vertical diverse team, and that will help us to have better project management in the first place. Then we develop our value propositions through going through the trends, going through the risk matrix, and then we also begin to ask, so what? Until we can no longer ask it. You keep asking until you hit on that one phrase that is going to be like a newspaper headline and jump out at you. Any more questions before I just share with you one concluding thought? No idea. We'll work unless we do. We are the ones that will give our idea legs. And so often, and too often, I hear the complaint, all talk and no action. So it's up to you to make the time to prioritize innovation in your life and in your business. Because competitively and with the speed of advancement and the speed of obsolescence, it's essential. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you.